It's going live. Roll music.
It's already live.
Yeah, I know. What are you talking about? Cue music, please. Anytime now.
Anytime now.
Anytime now.
Yeah.
All the bands standing there and nobody's doing anything.
Waiting on Scroda.
Anything you want. Music.
Anything. Anything.
Hey.
That was strange.
You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Virginia. In no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch, no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to Lunch with Lads and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. How's everybody doing out there today?
Well, I think
Doing good.
Scroda's AFK. Oh, wait, he's going to respond. What?
What?
I had my sound muted. Sorry. Hello.
Yeah, what happened to you? We're sitting there waiting for you to start the show, and
I was wondering why you guys weren't saying anything. 'Cause
yeah,
I
well,
had my sound muted.
when we're not saying anything, you know there's a problem. Anyway, how's everybody doing out there? Thanks to everybody who's joining us today here in studio. Thanks to you folks out there in chat. Today is Friday. For the record, it is June 24th, 2016, here in Shroud Avatar. We are less than a week out of release 31 coming down the pipe here. For those of you who do have Dev Plus, yes, it is a Friday, and it is a newsletter Friday. There's some news out in the Dev Plus forum for all you guys out there who have the access. And for those of you who don't,
Release 31 patch notes
And-
review time.
that's right. And for those of you who don't, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait. But those notes are out there for the folks who are going to want to get testing, get out there and start running 31 through its motions, so that when we go to release next week, we get as smooth of a transition as we can. But we got news. Of course, it's Friday. Newsletter should be coming out as well with some kind of blurbs about a few different things that are upcoming. And as soon as that comes out this afternoon, we will get that off to y'all just as well. So I'm expecting...
Wait,
Oh, what?
Casey's here. Casey's here. What?
Uh-oh.
Cupcakes.
We're gonna have to pull up another stool for him because Head Zep's got that seat right now.
He don't mind. Heads up's just a head. He doesn't need it.
That's right.
It's just a little head.
Just a little head.
I don't want
That
that
should-
to use up.
That should be a little head zip.
Yeah, if you want a lot of head, you go to Led Zepp. That's right.
Hey.
Hey. I'm
Moving
sorry.
right along. Just need
Moving
to
right
make
along,
it.
we do have a lot of news to discuss.
Yeah.
And you didn't even summon moving right along today.
I don't need Moo just yet. It's early. We're not even 5 minutes into the show. I didn't think we were going to derail the train that quickly with all the topics that we had on hand and on tap for today's show. So what do you want to start, Jack? Do we want to start with the hottest topic out there right now, or do we want to make everybody wait a little bit and give some people some time to show up? We'll do the stand-up for starters. And
Let's do the stand-up for starters, and then after that, we'll start talking about the big news topic.
yeah, because I'm sure we can throw a couple of zingers and one-liners in there. And for those of you folks who may want to get prepped up, if you go to nbnn.info, click on the news link where the NBNN Daily Britannian is. You can scroll down, and there's a article in there under technology that says, "To whom it may concern." You may all want to look at that and get yourself a little ahead of the game. Just some fair warning there. And while you guys go ahead and do that, I'll even be nice, and we'll throw a link out to everybody there so that they can actually just shortcut it and go.
Get your shot glasses ready for the stand-up notes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and then for those of you playing the NBNN stand-up game, the drinking game. That's right. Get your shot glasses, get your bottle of Tito's out, or whatever your poison may be, and let's do this thing. It's Friday. We got weekend worth of all sorts of fun stuff coming up. It's gonna be fun to see how this all plays out. Oops, wrong.
We do not yet have today's stand-up corner yet, but we do have yesterday's. Yesterday was Thursday, June 23rd. Today is Friday. Today is Friday, the 24th. So remember, our stand-up corner is going to be what the devs say in their stand-up meeting.
Actually, if you refresh
every single day.
If you refresh, Friday is there now.
What?
Come on, these guys have been on it, man. I think they've caught on the fact that we read this, and they try and keep up with us. I don't know. At least I like to think.
I think you're hallucinating. I don't see it yet.
Never mind.
Were you scrolled up or something?
I hit refresh, and the next thing below was a Friday. Sorry. Never mind.
Okay, so Fridays is not up yet. So okay, so just remember, the stand-up corner is public information. It is straight on the forums. Over in the art department, we did have Bob working on signs in the Viking Great Hall. Fletcher was working on the Elven Archer and Mage armors. Kevin was working on armor integration and texture cleanup, and bugs. And hair. Leo, the sound guy, was working on the Oracle and first-time user effects.
FTUE, SFX.
Sorry, first-time user experience sound effects.
Sex? Is that what it says?
Yeah, that's what I almost...
First-time user experience
FTUE sex? Yes, that's correct. Matt is still working on the drunk animation. He is practicing with the beer in the fridge to make sure that he gets it right. And the scavenge animation. Reed is working on bugs. And levels of detail and swamp speed trees. Scotty Jones is working on the Dire Prophecy.
Dire Prophecy.
There's supposed to be an A in there because it's a character in the book. It's DIRAE. I know. Prophecy, quest props, and the first time user experience user interface. I think he's incorporating the fleshlight in there.
Things that make you go, That's right.
Yes. Over in design, we have Brandon working on the Masterwork Enchanting and Salvage. Dan is working on the Kiln Cistern lighting and Brittany Wharfs and visual effects, audio, and discoveries.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan is working on lots of things, including the Kiln Cistern lighting and Brittany Wharf's visual effects, audio, and discoveries. Finn is working on skill bugs. The puke effects. Yeah. And zombie effects and the bell tower effects.
Bell tower.
Fire Lotus.
I like that bell tower. Gotta get an archer up there.
That's right. Fire Lotus is working on... and the answer, Justin, is yes, I did.
Yeah.
Fire Lotus is working on new content playthrough review.
What'd we miss? What?
Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, no, there's comments coming in from the Peanut Gallery that I was forewarned of last night.
Peanut Gallery.
Justin said she was going to apologize in advance for not being able to be here, but she will be chiming in from
What?
work.
Unacceptable.
Except
the aether.
she's a little ahead of us, so as far as I understand. Am I correct, Jack?
No, she's a little bit behind. What are you talking about?
Oh, she's a little behind.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it's okay.
Well behind.
Okay, Keith is working on the Island Player Run Towns and the Swamp Player Run Towns and Science and the First Time User Experience Reviewee.
Reviewee.
Lum the Mad
One
is
more
dealing
time.
with
Having a hard
Lum
time.
the Mad is dealing with that's right. Nope. And
Nope.
Solace Bridge and the Kiln Cistern
Nope.
support. Sorcerer Steve.
I tell you,
trying to lay the
I
eggs.
don't know.
and
I don't know
bring
about
them
this one. Are we going to fertilize some eggs here now?
forth. Yes, that is exactly what he's doing.
At Brittany's Wharf's eggs. Is there some eggs flowing down in the wharfs?
What's that about?
I
That's
tell you,
right.
I don't know. Some of these are real cryptic, and some of these are just so much fun. That's all I got to say.
That is odd. Wake up, Jack.
Moo.
What are you talking about? I'm texting.
I see that.
Yep.
Don't you do a news show?
You're hot in the air.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Wait
So-
up.
oh, and I've got my mic button held down. So
Yeah,
Okay, so over in
we've
tech,
got
we
important
had-
things to take care of behind the scenes, as Jack likes to say,
Brittany's
behind
eggs.
the green door. That's right.
Take care
That's
of
right.
the
Behind the
eggs.
green door, we've got all kinds of important things. Eric is working on zombie corpse eating and companions navigation and Watchers AI.
Zombie corpse
Jason
eating.
is-
That's getting close to cannibalism,
Ye-
man. We're getting there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Barrick's out in the audience as well. Oh.
Ah, well, good.
Where was I?
He's here in time then. Very good.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
because
So
the
then
crowd
we
crowd
have-
is mounting out there for people who don't
Where-
understand what's
Okay.
going to be
Where's our
happening. here.
emote abuser?
Oh, he'll be along, I'm
I
sure.
don't know.
Either that or he's playing
He'll be
smart.
along, probably.
He knows today is not the day to be here for that. But moving right along.
Okay, I did Jason with the item logging. Then Wizard Smoke is working on the Crown Merchants and the first time user experience. The Deathbringer one and only is working on Bloom and Hair and Bugs.
Bug.
I think I stood up too fast.
Dude.
Burning
Told you
Toad
about
is still
that.
scratching that itch while he's
The
working
burn.
on lot permissions and builds.
The burn. It burns.
That's right.
It burns.
And I don't know if you've noticed on my piano, one of those skulls is Barracks.
Oh, you finally got it up there, huh? He didn't claim
Yeah,
it. He
I
let
got
you
it
have
up there. No, he didn't claim it. I don't know if he knows how to claim it.
Okay.
Okay.
Taking advantage
Tassel
of
is
poor new
working
devs.
That's okay. Tassel is working on server orchestration and planning. And Zach is working on durability and sound support and enchanting effects. Over in
enchanting.
QA, yes, James is working on
enchanted
regression and player. Yes, you are so very enchanting. James is working on regression and player documentation updates. Reese is working on the sanity test and customer service audit and forums and the first time user experience.
Sanity test. We know there's no sanity down there.
Yeah, that's right. Seraphin is working on the customer service audit and forums.
New girl.
That's right. Our production management and other group, we have Brecken working on shipping.
Doing that thing.
Chris Dippy Bird is working on bugs and crashes. Oh, don't you have the broken glass sound effect?
You know, I wasn't ready for it. Next time.
Okay.
No,
And
no, I don't
and-
have it.
Okay. and playtesting, Nightbloom and playtesting the first-time user experience. Gorn is working on general business. Barrick is watching the forums explode while he works on the community calendar updates and playtesting and SodaCon support. Hutch is working on the first-time user experience and player properties. Lord British is working on his first-time user experience player playthrough and direction.
Hey, this way.
And KX is working on signs and bugs, customer service direction, and Release 31 offer data and assets. And if you notice, Darkstar is missing for yesterday's stand-up
He
corner.
is missing in action. He was writing the R31 release post, most likely. Not in the stand-up
Probably,
corner.
yeah.
Knock his ass.
Now, of course,
Because remember,
I was hoping
yeah,
the
RTM
lovely
Plus, that
mistress
is
of
available.
chaos, Miss Amber Rain, was going to be joining us here today.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
she had a few things to say, but if anybody's had a chance to read up and is listening out there, is how many of you folks just in? I know it's a 30-second delay. Are up on the controversy on the book out there? Anybody comment in game and chat? We'll give you a couple seconds while we talk and prep this. Of course, I know Barrick knows what we're talking about, and a hot topic out there now. And we want to point out that this is in the forums, and that and I don't know again whether the original poster was truly complaining in the OP or not. And I point to the last line of the post that says, at least say hi before the next one, which sort of is like, at least use some manners and introduce yourself before you grab me, and fondle me, as it may be. Now, of course, we have nothing but sexual innuendo, bestiality, and every other kind of nudist, sexist craziness that goes on around here on a day-to-day basis. And we've been aware of this book for quite some time. It's been passed around, and we want people's thoughts on what they think. Now, I see Marguerite's raising her hand out there, and I don't see anybody chiming in chat as of yet.
Holly is calling it a steamy romance novel.
And there have been several different things, but what we want to know is
I don't about romance.
Yeah, we want to know whether you believe or not that, and if you've read the posts, whether it was an offensive thing. One thing we do not know, and is on the assumption that this was dropped in a public cash chest. Whether the public cash chest was on this person's property or not is the way we understand it to be, but it hasn't been thoroughly explained, so I'm going to leave that open to interpretation at that point, because how do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? And what do we call it when it comes down to when they want to censor things like this in the game? Now, and I posed this question. If Barrick's listening, I would like, if he could just chime in and answer there, that would be great. Just a little quick thing in chat. We're not going to beat the dog dead today, but it's a hot topic out there. And, of course, some of the comments got Amber riled up because when it was touched on, all those religion, politics, blah, 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 adult content, it touched a core with Amber because she runs one of the churches here. And, when you start talking about those of us who are in the news media and out there in social media, and we have these venues where we do a lot of these things, we talk sexual here, we make jokes, nothing is sacred to us.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about either. Whereas is when Amber and Kazan are doing their gig with the Church of Darkstar, they're very serious about the messages they put in there and the religious aspects of it, whether it's non-denominational the way it's meant to be. But regardless, when we start seeing comments of, okay, we're going to be censoring this and we're going to be doing that and blah, 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 which leads me to the next point. The ELUA. Now, there was
End-user license agreement, yes.
As there was a final comment added on there by our own Fire Lotus, and I've got to pick that one apart for what it is, and I think you agree with me on this one.
Oh yeah.
It is not against. What is the term? Shall we read this?
It is not against the end user license agreement, because if you actually look
sexually
at
explicit content is prohibited per our ELUA, and that is actually not quite true. There is a clause. There is a clause in there that says it can be moderated.
Warning.
Yeah. That is where it's in the event of unacceptable content within such communications, you understand that Portalarium may exercise its right to remove said content and possibly initiate further action. That does not say that it is expressly forbidden. Inappropriate language, inflammatory or combative behavior, personal attacks, threats of litigation, adult content, privacy violations, spam, solicitations, are some forms of the reason that can be cause for content moderation or further action.
Which is otherwise known in the business as the CYA clause.
Yeah, it's
basically
just
a cover your ass.
a massive CYA. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So for those of us who are up on this stuff, so I really wanted to also just touch on that, because this is how stuff gets started around here, and we like to keep things as clear as possible. And I know Beric is working with the community to try and contain this stuff, and and again, why we like to address things like this when they happen. When it comes down to a freedom of speech, when it comes down to certain things, we definitely agree that sexual harassment should not be tolerated in any cases. And just the way, I guess, the whole topic started off, and in my opinion, did not get out of hand. By the way, it was very, very, civil conversation, as our conversations go in this game. And as Beric coming in as a new guy, I think he's, as he's wrangling the forums up and getting everything organized, and he's doing a great job of it. I'm, not bashing him here either. He's gotten a good feeling real quick of how dangerous these forums can get, and how heated we are with our passions and our just how passionate people are about this thing. And this one, this one struck a chord with the community and was raging fire behind the scenes. So you may not see it here in the forums, but believe me, in the TeamSpeaks, in the Discords, in the private chats, phone calls, everywhere, on the radio waves, it was on fire last night. So of course we are here to address it today, talk about it, and of course just hear what everybody had to say, and we'll keep tabs on this. Now, yes, nut butter.
That's right, with nut butter.
And don't forget, on your way out from the studio audience today, everybody will be supplied with a complimentary sample of nut butter.
Yeah, the hard part is when someone takes offense to something, that's when it needs to be addressed. The hard part is we don't know whether or not the original poster of that thread was really taking offense, because the way she ended her thread, at least say hi before the next one.
Absolutely, which she seemed to poke a little fun at it, like she wasn't truly offended, but at least introduce yourself. Now, of course, it doesn't mention a name, and we know the author of the book, and I had to, of course, test things out, and of course, we publish books all the time, and books now keep the original author's name. So even in republishing, if you republish my book or I republish your book, it still has your name on it. So while the book might have been published originally by one person, the only people who can really tell who reprinted the book would be the developers. So there's one of those questions, which of course then now leads me to the next point of topic. A rating system. Now, we know we're all adults here, and we all know that, there's a lot of things that are going to be going on in this game, whether it be sheep boning, whether it be incestuous, whether it be, full-out masturbation in public. Cannibalism, just all sorts of crazy stuff, It's going to be done. If there's a way to pull it off in-game, there is and I found this out several months ago, which is what they call TTP in the industry, which is time to penis. You know, from the point the game is actually started, when will a penis first appear, whether it be in a forums, in an art piece, or some kind of thing in the video game, and it is an actual terminology in the video game business. Time to penis. So when you look at things like that, and you have a terminology for something like that in the business, you understand this is going to happen. So now what do we do to make sure that those people who are offended, and of course, you know, I'm from Brooklyn, you know, fuck you. I don't care if you're offended. That's, you know, the attitude. Suck it up. You know, if you find me offensive, you don't have to listen to me, and that's my opinion, and too bad if you don't like it. But I mean, you got to understand there are people out there that is not truly my attitude, but you all get what I mean when I pull the Brooklyn attitude. You know, growing up in New York, that was a lot of people's attitude. So it's just basically, you know, I don't care if I offend you, and you know, today's world, you know, politically correct, doing all that crap, I don't want to go there. This is not the place for it. It's not the place to be sexually harassing people. It's not the place. It's a place for us to be having fun. But while we're having the fun and we're poking fun about it, I also want to know that we're also working together to also find a way where it's kept away. We know there's going to be children playing this game. You know, what's going to stop a kid from finding a book like this in a public cash chest without a rating system? Well, you know what I'm saying?
Have you ever... That reminds me of something really important. Have you ever visited whitehouse.com?
Yes.
Yeah. Whitehouse.com is...
it's a porn site.
Way back... It's a porn site, but if you think about it, it's like... Back when Bill was president is when the website was created, and it used to show Bill and Hillary in bondage gear on the front.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It did. And see, most of the general public doesn't understand that our government runs on the .gov system. So most people look up Social Security, they look up socialsecurity.com or whitehouse.com, and you get a XXX rated site. Absolutely. Instead of whitehouse.gov or socialsecurity.gov.
Yeah, so it's like anytime you have small children and you're playing stuff, you really need to police things a lot better. But that's neither here nor there. Just because, I mean, as far as this issue goes, we know that it is not a violation of the terms of service, other than it may be available for moderation and change. Yeah, and so it's not that much of a big deal.
Absolutely.
I think some people are blowing it out of proportion because, I mean, hell, we have had bondage parties in game.
Absolutely, and I mean, again, we know where a lot of people's minds are, and it's in the gutter in this game, especially some of us. I should say
a dungeon sex party.
Yes, yeah.
not a
I'm sorry, a mutual exchange of adult entertainment ideas, as it may be.
There you go.
Yeah. Orgy in a dungeon, right?
That's right.
So anyway. It's already been done in the game. Again, for those people who may not be hip on what goes on in these games, this is already going on. It's not anything that's been hidden from the world. And if you're if you're not into that scene, dude, you know, you're maybe not aware of it. If you're into that scene, you're going to find it. I mean, all you got to do is look. But anyway, what it really comes down to is, you know, people are crying about censorship, rights of publishing, and there's a lot of topics here. Because again, sexual harassment. Was it really sexual harassment? Maybe not. Maybe. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
was it in good taste? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, at least introduce yourself, cup her breast a little bit, give her a little fondle, a kiss on the cheek, and then give her to pornography. I don't know. You know.
Kiss.
Hey, listen, I've had girlfriends who have better porn collections than I do. So, I mean, you know,
someone just sent me a link to a porn site. So,
hey, you want a good porn site, you go to meatspin.com and see how many spins you can make it through, all right?
What the hell is that?
Well,
you spin me right round.
I tell you what, Led Zeppelin, if you're curious enough, you will go find out, okay?
I don't want to use my computer.
It is Friday, and of course, yes, it is controversial today. But again, something we had to touch on because we got a lot of flack. People asked us about it, and they were like, "Well, and of course, I had to chime in on the topic. While I do not like the idea that the book might be censored, I understand that for certain reasons, there may have to be. I've read the book. I've got a copy of the book, and again, to me, it was barely graphic because the shit I see. Again, I grew up in Brooklyn. I mean, we used to see crazier shit than that in the sidewalk, for crying out loud. Walking through the city. Oh man, I mean, people would have sex anywhere in the city, literally. What do you think? You think the term "Sex in the City" was just a joke when they made that show, man? People are doing it all over the place.
Yep.
Central Park, subway, trains, corridors, alleys, doorways, man. I tell you, you walk around New York City,
Only second to LA.
I'm telling you, I've seen it all.
I think I've seen some videos of people in libraries.
And let alone what Times Square used to be like back in the day.
Times Square used to be where you went to look for a hooker.
Oh, Times Square, you used to have all the adult bookstores and the peep show booths and all that great stuff. Put the quarter in, the door opens up, and you sit there and get yourself a show.
Quarter, huh? Must have went up by now.
That was the 70s. Come on, man. You don't remember the 70s, but that's beside the point.
I have some slight recollection.
Yeah.
He lived it, but...
Well, I'm missing a couple years out of the 80s, The 80s cocaine was all the rage. I mean, what can I say? It was, week-long binges. But anyway. Back to the news. Back to what's going on. Today is Friday, of course. And who do we got here? Now, Sid, I don't know about that. I've never been much for writing, as it may be. Doesn't. And aside, you know what? Is when a person from Brooklyn tells you a story, it's an adventure. You know what I'm saying? So I just would never be able to convey in book form what I could convey in telling it to you verbally. I mean, I could tell you a story back. Going down underneath the Brooklyn Bridge where I met Richie Havens. Sitting on a bar stool, banging away on a little acoustic guitar and just bashing the shit out of it. But for anybody who knows who Richie Havens was, is very, very, very famous musician. But here he is sitting under a bridge on a bar stool outside of a bar, just having a good time. And stories like that just don't translate well. But meanwhile, again, we want to also hear over the weekend from you folks. We got a lot of other good stuff coming up, and again, we would love to hear your ideas. Take on. Is this something that really needs to be looked at? And I'm sure it is, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about it. Is there a way? Yes, Here Comes the Sun. He did a very famous version of that, Holly. And man, it's one of my favorites, as a matter of fact. But how do we control this amongst the players? I mean, we've got players helping players in the hospitality program, as it may be. How do players handle this amongst ourselves? How do we work with the developers to keep it to a minimum per se, as to whether we really need censorship? And I mean, it needs to be addressed, of course, when anybody, of course, brings up anything like that. Absolutely.
That would be if the authors in question would write a short disclaimer at the front of the book, and people can know whether or not to go forward or not. And that becomes where it's self-regulating.
There could be that, first page, copy.
It's kind of like how on our Twitch streams we actually have the disclaimer, this is for mature audiences, because we have a tendency to say, I love this shit.
Absolutely.
Or, fuck. Quite frequently. So it's one where it's disclaimers that is probably the best type of regulation. Sucky? Where at?
Scroll to love you long time. Follow you around 1 hour. Make you happy.
I mean, one hospitaler that I know says that don't be stupid and put these things in public's chest, and keep the sexy stuff to the sexy people.
Well, yeah, of course, you gotta keep the sexy stuff with the sexy people, of course.
That's right.
And of course, people have their fallacies. By all means, people have their flaws. Don't get me wrong. Some guys, idea of a good introduction is, hey, you and me, let's go. Other guys' idea of an introduction is some flowers, a nice letter, and some prose. Others is a wink and a nod. I mean, each guy's got his own approach. So maybe it's just the approach has got to be worked on. I don't know.
Got to get classes, huh?
Well, we do have the Novian Academy out there. Somebody could actually teach a class on, something like that. How to pick up chicks classily. I don't know.
Yeah.
How to make a pass at a woman without offending her. Yeah. Now, of course, and again, guys, I mean, you guys know the girls we hang out with are usually raunchier than we are. I mean, we are keep it sexy. Yeah.
We are tame compared to them.
Yeah, I mean, we are by no means raunchy when it comes down to it. And if anybody thinks we're raunchy, they got to come hang out with the girls because, these girls just, they make us look tame by comparison. Anybody was listening to Eclipse Maiden and Justin on the radio last night, they were cutting it loose and having a good time, and there were no holes barred, literally, with their fun and shenanigans last night. Absolutely.
No holes barred.
These girls are flat out crazy. I tell you, that's why I love to keep them around. Right? Where else, but the NBNN lot, do you see girls coming and taking off their clothes and putting on their sexy undergarments just to dance the Macarena? They're not doing it because I'm a real good-looking guy. They're doing it because they want to be doing it. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Now look what Jack's doing. My God.
I mean, it's not my piano prowess that's keeping them, out here dancing all the time naked. I mean,
is he playing with the scepter again?
Look at Jack.
I'm always playing with my scepter.
What are you talking about?
Jack.
Just because I've got my scepter in my hand.
Casey's got his cane in his hand as always for the assist.
That's freaking obscene.
Well, at least I'm not playing with the Cobalt air cannon.
Yeah, where is Scroda? Yeah. Scroda's
playing.
Yeah, Scroda should be playing with Horsey.
Yeah. Scroda's sitting down. What the hell?
Get up, Scroda.
Yes. Again, where else do you see men stripping down and dancing?
It's the requirement for this song.
Apparently in the basements.
Oh, you don't know. You don't even know what goes on in the underground.
Yeah.
I tell you. You're really behind the times, ain't you? You really need this news service to find out what's going on in this game. You would be lost.
Need a list of addresses there, times and dates.
Hey, we there's an underground listing, I'm sure. And if not, I'm sure it will be created soon enough.
It's on the back page of the Daily Britannian.
Ah, okay. Oh, the classified ads, of course. Why didn't I think about that? There's a back page in the classified ads.
Damn it! I never look at that.
But moving.
No, but I actually start writing my daily or weekly stories for the Daily Britannian just because I have had several requests from people that attended Hobloth to do more of that type of writing that I was doing there.
Absolutely. And we have the space, we have the means, we have the availability, and again, it's something we've discussed even early on before the show became everything it was, back when we had just one seat and you were still sitting on a stone
and we can
wall.
Also start codifying. That's right. We can still start putting the bounty board up there as well. So
the NBNN's most wanted bounty board will be coming. That is in the works, so keep an eye out for that as well. Absolutely. Now, of course, there is there already is a bounty board out there for you folks. I believe the Order of Vengeance has one out on their website, but theirs works a little different because of the way their guild and everything works. So if you're interested in working it that way, of course, that's already out there. But NBNN's Most Wanted will be coming to the airwaves near you soon, and we will be making more of an announcement when they firm that up just a little bit more. This is going to be fun. But of course, we have more upcoming news for you, which is today is, of course, Friday, which means we have the weekend update and the weekend calendar of events. A couple events we want to point out, because I know this one isn't... can you read that book on the front lawn for the scavenger hunt there, Jack?
Oh, yeah. I got to get it up.
You never have any problems getting it up.
Okay, scavenger hunt is going to be
last night.
on... I know. You got to relax occasionally. Give me a couple of minutes. Scavenger hunt will be on the 25th, tomorrow at 5 server time. It's going to be in Lioness in the Hidden Vale. It is an island north of It's an island template north of Kingsport, east of Owl's Head Mine. It is clickable from the world map. There will be 5 public cache chests are scattered on the island. Inside of each one, there will be one book with a list of the items you will receive when the book is redeemed in the center of the main town. We will give it 2 hours, or when all 5 books are found, for the items to be given to those that have found the books. You can only redeem 1 book per person. If you find a book with items you don't want, please place the book back in the chest for someone else, as others might want to have what prizes you pass up.
Absolutely.
Prizes include a full set of epic plate armor with nice stats, a full set of epic leather armor with added stats. That's right. A full set of epic cloth armor with added stats, plus a nice fishing rare you can wear. So I guess it's the ring.
Somebody found the ring, yeah.
Enough crafted furniture to make your game home nice and cozy. Crafted clothing plus a crafted outdoor decorations. Musicians are more than welcome to come and share your songs. P.S. The public cache chests for the event can be found in the decorated property houses and or their basements, not just lying around on the ground in the middle of nowhere. Also, info can be heard on Radio Free Britannia, which is on all radios in game,
That's right.
by visiting nbnn.info.
And that book is on our lawn for anybody who is going to hear this between now and then in our replays or listening and watching out there. That book is right in the front lawn out there, so you guys can read up and get all that information. And of course, it'll be in replays so that anybody who missed it will get it. So again, that is why we do what we do. That is why we run replays at 3, 6, 9, 12 around the clock on WRFB Radio Free Britannia. As well, you can catch the past week's show on NBNN.info, which is running on Twitch TV and YouTube as well. And of course, on demand. You can watch any of our shows on demand out on YouTube. Either look up the NBNN stream or look up Jackson Assist. And you can watch both streams at your leisure on demand anytime you wish.
It is something that we do try to make available for everyone, because we know not everybody has the time to actually watch Lunch with Laz and Jack.
I get lots of comments. People go, "Hey man, I love watching you guys. I watch you during my dinner break at work, but I can't catch you live. I catch you during breakfast time and replays. I gotta love it."
Yes, and we do thank everybody for doing that. It is time for the weekly calendar. We do have a long one this week because it is the weekend.
It's long.
Are you ready for the calendar? You ready for it?
I am ready. I'm turning off.
Ready for the long one. Ready for the long one.
Okay.
Go slow.
Okay. Our weekly calendar is provided by our friends over at Avatar Circle. It is currently administered by Kaizen Phoenix Fire. If you have an event or something that you want on the community calendar, you can always contact Wrath Phoenix on the forums or Kaizen Phoenix Fire in-game and say, hey, add this to the calendar. or maybe if you're really lucky, you can ask Laz to add it too. Depends on how he's feeling, whether or not he'll do it or not. But our calendar is a Google Doc, so you can actually share it on your website, just like we do here at NBNN, just by going to nbnn.info and click on the calendar button, and that'll take you straight to the doc. Since this is the weekend calendar, I will remove the Ethervision Alliance events, so that way you don't have to see them all. Today is Friday, June 24th, and we do have Lunch with Laz and Jack on repeats on Radio Free Britannia at 3, 6, 9, and 12. After that, we do have a variety of PvE, PvP, or I Don't Want to Kill Anything events for Friday. If you're interested in PvE, you can join the Phoenix Republic for PvE nights. That is, contact Kazan, Phoenix Fire, or Malakis for more information. At 7 o'clock, we also have some PvP in the town of Vengeance. It is a free-for-all event, which means you show up to Vengeance and you start killing everybody, and the person with the most kills at the end of the hour will be the champion.
Yeah, we can kill people on demand, but we can't write about,
Keep saying PV penis.
Huh?
That's Star.
Proper PV penis.
That's Star Long. Proper PV penis.
Proper PV penis.
Awesome. Penis.
You don't think, we get things like these Starlton and, these little sound bites because, and Scorpions because,
He's sober all the time?
It's because he's drunk all the time.
No, he's not drunk all the time. Just
but
during stand-up corner.
Those $40 bottle of scotches that we drop off every once in a while don't hurt either.
Nah. If you're not interested in PvP or PvE tonight and you don't want to kill anything, please join Bowen Bloodgood for Friday Night Astronomy out in Caird Rockwich.
That's right.
And then we have a new event. This is the EVL Siege Wars, which is going to take place in the Forsaken Forest. 2 teams will battle protect their home tower while attempting to capture a relic from the opposing team tower. To win, you must protect your relic and capture the enemies at the same time. All are welcome to join in. Just message Jarlaxle with any questions. And zone in for the evening will be Jarlaxle of EVL.
Forsaken Forest.
Yes. And then that takes us to Saturday, where we have the 11 a.m. Church of the Dark Star.
That's right.
Where the High Priestess of Chaos, Amber Rain, and Kazan Phoenix Fire of the Church of the Sun shall be hosting services inside of the Church of the Dark Star, inside of Pax Lair. If you're interested in a solidarity march and remembrance for Orlando, you can join the Prism Guild, which is an LGBT-friendly guild that is going to be in Brittany between 1 and 3.
That's right.
So make sure and wear your rainbow colors and go out and support the Prism Guild with their Remembrance for Orlando.
That's right. That's close to home here. That's right down the road.
Yes.
And it's still crazy down here with all that. There's still news organizations, and the whole world is still focused on Orlando. Right. And again, craziness is going to happen in the world, folks. But it doesn't have to be that way. So go out and
treat
support
people
these
the way
folks.
you want to be treated yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do unto others.
Ooh, I like that.
Before they stick it in the reader.
At 6 o'clock, we do have the Port Phoenix Social Nights, which is going to be contact Kazan Phoenix Fire for more details. Social Nights are an unplanned event, and so they have no idea what they're going to be doing. They'll just be hanging out and doing something, and go out and say, "Hey, I want to do this," and they'll oblige. If you're interested in some PvE, the EVL is having their Monster Mash Dungeon Crawl. That's right. That is the one that meets outside of Sultan on the overworld map. That takes us to Sunday.
Sultan's a swing.
Sunday.
I was waiting for him to play that emote.
Sunday.
Sunday.
At the Fair Park Coliseum.
That is where at 8:30 in the morning we have the PAX Layer early morning meeting, which is going to be for the benefit of our Aussie friends as well as others or people that like to wake up way too early. Then at 11 o'clock is the Hospitaller Weekly Voice Meeting. That's going to be in Sultan as well as in Discord or TeamSpeak, one of the two.
Usually in TeamSpeak. They haven't quite made the move over to Discord yet.
But
Working on it.
The funny part is it says in here that it's in Discord.
I know.
Yeah. Then we have the
still
Gus
have
Ball
IRC
training at
too.
2:30 to 3. That's right. Or you can join Seamus McGinnis of EVL. Yeah. Hey, I need to break out my old ICQ numbers.
178, 31, 47.
Yeah. I don't even know if I can install ICQ.
That's my number.
Are you telling people to look at the blowout in my kilt there, Casey?
Hey.
At 3
He's looking for beetles. I think he'll find some.
Okay.
Oh,
At 3 o'clock, we have
Crickets.
Gust Ball games between 3 and 4. And that's going to take place somewhere. You'll need to contact Seamus McGinnis or Sand for those games. Then we have at 4 o'clock, EVL is hosting the Gauntlet, which is a combination of American Gladiators and American Ninja Warrior. This is a timed obstacle course. Is run by a single avatar, and the fastest time is the overall winner. That takes us to the BMC Gridiron registration between 5 and 5:30. That's going to be in Black Rock Cove. Make sure and register for the Gridiron if you plan on participating, because the fights begin promptly at 5:30. And remember, that is a no-holds-barred event. So if there's an exploit that you can exploit, go for it.
that's right. The rules are there are no rules. That's the
right.
Gridiron.
That's right. And then at 7 o'clock p.m., we have the PAX Layer meeting. That's going to be in PAX Layer. And remember, PAX Layer is not just a guild. It is actually a community, and it is all about what they can do to improve the game for everybody else. So please go attend the PAX Layer meeting between 7 and 8. That will be in TeamSpeak between the IPs are there for that. And the final event of the week is Fishing with Winfield, where you
Everybody's
can
favorite
watch. Yeah, that's right. Where you can now fish in-game. We have been able to for a year.
That's right.
And that is everything we have on the calendar for the week of the 24th to the 26th. Yay.
And that is the weekend calendar for Shroud. Yep. Testing 1, 2, 3. Shroud of the Avatar.
Shroud of the Avatar.
Avatar. Alrighty. He's got Shroud there just jamming. Little Frankie.
It's Scroat.
I don't know. He says Shroud.
I don't care. He's pronouncing it
Goddamn
incorrectly.
English teacher over here.
Fraud.
Scroat. Because it's Scrota, Scrodo, Scrotum, Scrot.
Gradu.
The 3 Scroats.
I just call him the scrotum.
We are screwed. We are screwed.
You are screwed? Is that what he said? Screwed? Have to give it the fancy French
Don't
pronunciation.
forget.
Everything you want.
Yeah.
Anything you want.
Don't forget.
That's right. We got to get moving on here.
Don't forget that. We do have Wolfman Celine at 7 a.m. on Avatar's Radio. As well.
Stella! Happy Friday to you, Stella Moon. Thanks for joining
Stella.
us here, even though we're almost done with the show. Which means we
that's
got to
right.
knock out our sponsors real quick, so I'm going to give us the short and quick version of these guys today. Of course, we would like to thank our newest sponsors, Soda Crafting Wiki, sodacrafting.wiki out there. The first fully searchable crafting database in the game out there. Our good friend Ben over at Relics by Rild, relicsbyrild.com for all your licensed Shroud of the Avatar swag. You can get your t-shirts, you can get your hats, get your patches, get your drinkware, get all that good stuff. And of course, you use the promo code NBNN, get 10% off all your Shroud of the Avatar swag. Our good friend Jacob White over at sodamap.com. Sodamap is truth, says Lord British. You'll never be lost with sodamap.com. Our good friends at sodataming.com and sodacraft.com. These guys done all the hard work for you. And if you need any crafting needs, you need any taming needs, you go check these guys out. They've got all sorts of great information for you. And of course, last but not least, our good friends over at the Marketplace, shroudmarketplace.com for all your virtual vendable needs. Jack, you want to tell the good folks about the Marketplace?
Shroud
please?
Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. That means if you wanted to have a service that you wanted to provide for the community, kind of like Scrota's music service thing, you could pay Scrota $1 for him to come out and play
Everything you want.
for 1 hour. Yay!
Make you hollow $1.
If you're interested in in-game weddings,
No
you
boo.
could end up with
on promo.
only on the promo. Outside of the promo, all's fair. And
That's right.
if you're interested
Only
in
on the
in-game
promo.
weddings, if you're interested in
No
in-game
boo-boo.
weddings, you could talk to Weddings and More by Laz.
That's right. You got a
about
wedding need
having
done?
an intimate.
I have my eye on a sheep right here.
Intimate. That's right. If you want to marry your sheep, come see me. I'll outfit you.
It's already been phoned.
I'll give you your own private stable out in a nice quiet island, and you and your sheep can have a grand old time all by yourself.
Pictures?
Yep, I'll talk to you after the
Included?
show.
Okay, pictures.
Yeah, if you have
Pictures are
anything that you want to sell, buy or sell on, you can post it on the marketplace. Remember, the marketplace is available for you to register as a vendor. Just click on the vendor registration to sign up to sell your in-game rares or in-game items. So thank you to Shroud Marketplace for that.
Absolutely. And of course, we got to thank you guys, the listeners. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for joining us in game. Thanks for joining us here in the studio. Of course, as you all know, we do hit these topics when you guys bring them up to us and we find them. And we try and voice the opinion, get the feedback from you guys, and just bring it out there to the attention of the world. A lot of things out there, and not the first rodeo for us. Won't be the last rodeo on things like this, but it's something a lot of people feel very passionate about. When it comes to, and again, several things, whether it be freedom of expression, freedom of religion, sexual harassment. All these are topics that need to be looked at and covered. But it's also it's a big world out there, folks, and as the saying goes, D bad, don't be a dick. Try and be appropriate out there in the game. And of course, if you got to be a dick, be a classy dick at least, will you?
Yep. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you to everybody that made it into Discord with us. Don't forget, if you want to join us in Discord, just go to nbnn.info, click on the connect button, then type in the name that you want us to call you in, preferably your in-game name, so that way we know who we're talking to.
If you want us to call you low hung
yes.
daddy, we will.
Yes. So thank you, Guardian Spiff. Thank you to Siderius. Thank you, Casey, for finally showing up this week.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
you
Scroda.
showed up one day this week.
Sure.
Hey, man.
I know. So thank you everybody for watching out on Twitch, as well as those viewers out on YouTube as well. Thank you. We couldn't do this show if it wasn't for you guys, and we do it for you. So thank you from the bottoms of our hearts. Those things that are somewhere in our chest.
Absolutely. Somewhere.
Thanks, heads up.
Yes. And
Yes.
Thanks to the little head that we were given to keep us entertained here on the show. Little head goes a long way, as you know.
That's right.
Oh no! Oh no!
And of
Write
course,
a book.
that's going to be about it for us for today, folks. It is Friday. The newsletter will be out shortly. These guys have been really on the ball lately, so instead of midnight, they're actually coming out. I won't be surprised if I find it as soon as we wrap it up here today. So we're going to go ahead and scoot out of here. We got release 31 in the wings waiting to be played with. Again, for those of you folks with Dev Plus access, R31 notes in their very roughest form are out there. Darkstar has been busy with vacation and jury duty, so he hasn't really gotten it all polished, and we like polish. So catch up on the latest notes there. There are patches out for the Dev Plus server. Don't know if that's open yet, but keep an eye out for it. It will be coming up.
If it's not open, don't forget you can always play a single player offline.
Absolutely. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
Cheesy cupcakes.
This is Scroda.
Oh yeah, and happy birthday, KVC.
Happy birthday. And of course,
And that's from Justin.
And we
Saturdays.
are NBNN. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned to NBNN for more news, sports, entertainment, the latest hot topics coming right at you, and more here on NBNN. Have a great weekend, folks, and we'll see you all on Monday.
That love sheep.
Oh, a note for Justin. No fucks were given during today's show. No animals were hurt or harmed in the reproduction.
Maybe molested, though. Maybe molested. Or harm, though.
So, what did the sheep say after Zeb was done with her?
I miss my donkey.
It itches.